this dramatic increase in the prevalence of obesity, and we have also used the expression epidemic here.
And we see big differences in the last 20 years in the children's health. For example, in the 80s we have about 20% of the children overweight and obese. And now we examine the children of the same age, the percentage is 40%. So in 20 years we doubled the percentage.
In the genetics and the lifestyle, the psychology and other factors that might be quite important for how a certain dietary change actually will have an impact on health and body weight.
Diogenes, which stands for Diet, Obesity and Genes, is an integrated research project funded by the European Commission, where several high-quality research groups in Europe working on different aspects of the obesity problem. And that means that we are working on the dietary factors, also the genetic factors, which are of influence on becoming obese, and also the behavioral aspects are involved in that. Obesity is one of the major nutritional problems from the last decades, and in fact it's skyrocketing at the moment, not only in the US, but it is also in Europe one of the biggest problems, especially in relation to health on the long term.
I think the Diogenes is a very unique study because it, first of all, the size of thousands of people participating in a randomized trial is quite unique. But also that we have this family approach, that it's parents and their overweight or obese children that participate, is quite unique. Makes it quite unique that we have the possibility to address these dietary issues and look how it can be implemented.
I think the situation of obesity in Greece is one of the worst in Europe. We are very high obesity rate, both in adults and children. The traditional Mediterranean diet is healthy, and also there is a big difference between countries, Mediterranean countries. Well, I think if we continue the same race now with the obesity and hypercholesterolemia and all, the situation is becoming worse and worse. And the children are the same. You see, the children now in Crete are the same like the New York and London children and Paris. So we have prospective follow-up studies, and we see big differences in the last 20 years in the children's health. For example, in the 80s we have about 20% of the children overweight and obese. And now we examine the children of the same age, the percentage is 40%. So in 20 years we doubled the percentage.
Unser Institut rekrutiert Probanden, Teilnehmer, Familien, die in dieser Studie dieser Intervention unterzogen werden. Und damit leisten wir einen praktischen Teil zu der Studie, und auf der anderen Seite bearbeiten wir auch bestimmte Fragestellungen bezüglich der Auswirkungen der Ernährung auf den Stoffwechsel, auf Moleküle des Stoffwechsels, auf sogenannte Biomarker, die anzeigen, wie gesund oder ungesund eine solche Ernährung ist.
If you're running a study just in one country, you cannot know for sure whether it will have the same importance if you go to other cultures with other food cultures and lifestyle backgrounds and even genetics. You cannot know for certain. So I think it's quite important that we have so many different populations around in Europe with totally different lifestyle backgrounds, physical activity, smoking and so on, but also where the diets are totally different, made up of totally different foods, and also the meal pattern might be different.